Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Kristen, and this is a place where we hang out and make interesting nails together. Today we're going to make some super cute duck nails. I'm really excited to show you how they turned out, and I'm going to be using Polygel for, I think, the first time on my channel. I've used Polygel before. It's actually how I learned to do nail extensions, but I haven't used it on here before. I did not do swatches myself, but I'll insert a couple of pictures so that you have an idea of what the colors are. And I have these cute little ducky charms, and I could not resist putting the ducks on the duck nails. So we'll be definitely doing that. And I have a bunch of other charms. It's going to be like junk nail style. So at this point, I didn't know what I was going to use. So we'll pick out our pieces later. And real quick, I wanted to show you this rubber base coat I've started using I actually got it from AliExpress, so I can't list it below. I don't know if that store even exists anymore, but I think I figured out why rubber base coat is good, and it's because my nails are really, really bendy, and the stuff actually adheres to them really well. I often have trouble with like base coats and other nail polishes chipping off when my nails bend, but this rubber base coat kind of solves that problem. These duck nail tips are also from AliExpress, and they look like they went through a lot on their journey here. And you can get tips like this anywhere. You don't have to go through AliExpress. You can even get them on Amazon, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I'm just going to pick out my sizes and everything. I forgot to mention I'm wearing a top coat over this rubber base coat also, so I'm going to take a moment to rough up the edges a little bit just so that the tips adhere better, I think. That's my thought process anyway. Oh, and before I forget, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So this is my little spotlight USB UV lamp, and I just wanted to show you, I attach it to this little mini indoor generator power bank battery thing that I use whenever the power goes out, and it just makes it convenient for, getting it close to my work area because my other USB port is kind of far away. So yeah, that's how I'm setting myself up. I'm doing a nice layer of base coat on the tip and then kind of like a thinner layer on the nail. And then once I have it where I want it, I'm gonna gently move my hand over and flash cure it for a couple seconds. After I repeat this process for every finger, I do put my hand in the lamp for a full 60-second cure. I think these tips look super cute and they feel super fun. I'm going to file away any uneven edges from the edge of the nail, and then I'm also going to try to kind of blend the tip in a little bit by filing that part down. After I'm done filing, I do wipe away all the dust and everything. And now I'm putting down a layer of base gel over the entire nail bed and tip. And this is different from what we normally have to do with acrylic. With acrylic, I really don't need to do any base coat for prep, but Polygel is totally different, and you need a base gel. It will not stick to the plastic tip. It'll actually peel right off. So the base coat is imperative. After I cure the base coat, I'm removing the sticky dispersion layer. You don't really have to do this part at this point, but I just fucking hate being sticky, so I wiped it down. I tossed aside the purple polygel because we are not going to use it today, but we're going to use all the other colors. And pretty much everything I'm using today is from this company, Tobeglam. And I bought this, it's called the Take Me Home Polygel Kit, I believe. And it came with all of the polygels, base coat, top coat. It also came with duoforms and a small lamp and everything. And of course, this applicator brush. It's the same standard kind of polygel brush with a spatula on the other end, although I try not to use the spatula because as soon as I put it back in my hand, I always get sticky polygel on my hand, so I rarely use the spatula side. The quality of their polygels is incredibly similar to Macart polygel, which I don't actually buy Macart anymore because it's very, very expensive now to have it shipped to Canada, like close to 80 Canadian dollars basically. Like, no polygel is worth that. But this Tobeglam company had really reasonable shipping. And I mean, yeah, it came from China and it took a little bit longer to get to me, but the quality is great and the customer service was really good. And, they even like talked to me on Instagram. Like, my cart would never talk to me or like repost my shit. So I definitely think this brand is like nice. I like them. And I mean, in Canada, you just don't have a lot of options for nail supplies. It's nothing like the States. So I kind of just have to get whatever I can. And yeah. So I totally used the spatula just there. And as soon as I started working again, I got it all over my hands. So, I have to keep learning this lesson the hard way. Don't use the fucking spatula. And I'm not sure how many of my viewers are familiar with Polygel, but a couple of things about it is that you can basically just pat it around, take as long as you want to sculpt it. You have to dip your brush in either alcohol or base coat. I use 70% isopropyl alcohol, and anytime the brush starts to feel a little bit sticky, you put it in the alcohol again. You don't really drench the brush, so you'll see me kind of like wipe out the alcohol a little bit because you don't want too much liquid on there. But yeah, and then I just kind of like pat it around until everything's good. For this finger, I'm trying to sculpt like a French tip kind of thing. And once I'm done, like once everything is where I want it to be, then I put it in the lamp to cure for 60 seconds. My hand's going to be in and out of the lamp a lot, so a 60-second cure for now, but it's going to get more light as we go. Polygel is excellent for beginners. That's how I learned to sculpt nails because it's not as intimidating as acrylic. The learning curve is a little bit less, although there is still a learning curve. Like, it still takes time to get good at it. And for me, it was just dealing with the stickiness and like learning that you have to like pat it. You can't really like drag polygel the same way that you can manipulate acrylic. But yeah, once I switched to acrylic, I just kind of like really got into it. But yeah, polygel has lots of pros as well. It doesn't smell. You don't have to deal with like monomer smell, although I kind of low-key like the smell of monomer. And also in comparison to acrylic, polygel nails, they feel lighter. Acrylic is a bit heavier, but it's also like incredibly strong. Polygel isn't as strong, so you probably don't want to do super long nail extensions with it. And it also has like a really fun, I really like the way polygel nails like feel and the way that they click together. The sound is a little bit different than acrylic nails, and I really enjoy it. There's not too many downsides, I would say, to polygel, but it does take longer, in my opinion. Acrylic is just faster once you know how to do it. So polygel takes longer, and there's also a lot of time where you're just spending time with your hand in the lamp, like that part kind of annoys me, how you're always like having to cure. I guess I could do all the nails at once, but like I'm too clumsy for that, and then I'll get polygel everywhere and it'll be sticky, and then I will literally be fuming. Like if my hands get too sticky, I get so angry. So that's actually why I took a break from polygel, because I got really angry one day when I was making nails. With the glitter polygel, I wasn't totally sure if I could build up the nail with it and then, file into it. So instead, I ended up encapsulating it similar to how you would do it with acrylic. So a thin layer of the glitter and then like a clear layer of polygel over top. And the clear polygel I'm using is from Macart. I know I said that I don't get much from them, but a year ago I was buying a lot from them, and the clear polygel I can still get on Amazon.ca. So yeah, they have like 5 products on Amazon.ca that I can get if I really need it. I kind of fucked up on the French tip on the middle finger. That's why I'm kind of like hiding it in shame right now, but I am going to decorate it later, so I was like, whatever, it's fine. On the thumb, I'm actually kind of sad. I meant to do another French tip on the thumb, but I don't know, I just was zoned out or something and just started doing it like this. So again, I'm going to do a thin layer of the glitter and then I'll encapsulate it with the clear polygel after. You know, I was going to try to actually not swear this video, but I'm pretty sure I already have a couple of times. And I'm sure if you watch anyone else on YouTube, you might have actually seen that they're really cracking down on people like swearing and also violence. And I don't know, it kind of sucks. Like, I'm not even monetized yet, but you know, the fact that I do drop a few curse words in my videos here and there could, you know, prevent those videos from getting monetized going forward. And I'm just kind of not in a spot where I really know what I'm going to do because I really just want to be myself, you know, like I'm trying to become or trying to get more and more comfortable with this and just like really let my true self shine through as much as I can. But that'll be hard if I have to kind of like monitor what I'm saying all the time. But anyway, that's probably an issue for monetized channel, which I'm very far from. We are not even close to being monetized, so no big deal. But you know, if I could curb my swearing, I feel like that's probably like the smarter move in terms of, you know, longevity down the line, being able to monetize the videos, stuff like that. But I'm also really rebellious and I don't like conforming to rules, so I don't know. If you have any thoughts about that, please let me know down in the comments section. I watch a lot of creators who curse that have had to like kind of rethink what they're doing and their approach and if it's worth it to them to like continue being themselves if they like put all these work into these videos but then they don't get shown. So yeah, really curious to hear what other people think. If you have an opinion on it, let me know. Totally went off on a little tangent there, but back to the nails. It's looking super good. I love the way flared duck nails look. Like, I don't know, something super sassy and stylish about them. I'm obsessed. These nails just made me want to make so many more duck nails. After application, we're looking a little chunky, so let's get into filing. I'm just using like a medium grit sanding band, and it was actually kind of rough on the nails, like it left a few kind of like deep scratches, so I might try one of my ceramic bits with polygel next time. I do find that filing and shaping curved nails in particular are a lot easier for, I don't really understand the reason, but like I seem to like understand it better. It takes me way less time. If these were like coffin nails, I would have filed them like all night, probably well into the next day. Like, I don't know if I'm just being a perfectionist about it, but there's something about these organic shapes that I just find a lot easier to work with. And I'm going to get a bit ahead of myself, but one of the things that I regret not doing well enough for the set is actually filing and buffing. Like I filed and got the shape right, but I didn't I didn't do enough filing and buffing to remove all the like little scratches and stuff. And I'm not sure if you'll be able to really tell from the video, but the glitter polygels, you can see like the scratches and stuff even after the top coat. So yeah, that was my one big takeaway. Like if I want the polygel to look really clear and shiny, I need to do more work in terms of buffing them before we do a top coat. After I finished the filing, I washed my hands and we're going to go in and do some freestyle line work. I'm doing like zebra stripes on the tips of some of them, which is kind of like a classic duck nail thing. I see that a lot, although I've never done the zebra stripes before, so I'm not sure if I really did them right. And I'm also going to be outlining some of the French tips. Not my best work in terms of like doing hand-drawn line work or whatever, but we are going to add decorations over top of them anyway, so these details are not the star of the show by any means. So when I do videos, as some of you might know, I like to do a little bit of research and see if I can, throw some fun facts out there so that we can all learn a little bit about random things while we do nails. And so I really wanted to do this thing where I was like, where did duck nails come from? Who invented them? Who was the first to do it? What's their historical significance? Blah, blah, blah. Like, I wanted to do a deep dive into duck nails. And I am super disheartened to report that there is no history available on duck nails. In fact, when I tried to do any research at all I got was article after article of people hating on this trend. And I got super angry, super ragey, because I just couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, the disrespect to duck nails is so real. Real quick, I'm doing a layer of base coat instead of top coat because I find that it helps me adhere charms and everything, and we'll do a top coat at the end of everything. Anyway, let me read to you an example of what I kept finding over and over again online. Duck nails, should we try it? No, just no. First of all, the flared nails make even the simplest of tasks unbearable for the wearer. And secondly, if it isn't already glaringly obvious from the tone thus far, duck nails aren't the most attractive manicure we've come across. However, if stares of disbelief from the general public and the loss of practically all functional use of your fingers doesn't bother you, by all means, go for it. The rage that is bubbling up inside me right now is unbelievable. Like, let's break this down for a second. Like, I know my viewers are like, you guys know, right? Like, duck nails are cute. But like, one thing that I noticed is that it was actually really easy to do my day-to-day tasks with these. My biggest struggle is still stilettos. These duck nails were actually totally fine, and I was able to do literally everything that I normally do. Whatever. About them not being an attractive manicure. Attractive to who? Whose standard of attractiveness are we trying to live up to here? Like, way to just, I don't know, the author of this thing, I'm disgusted. Like, they can just go fuck right off as far as I'm concerned. And in terms of getting, I don't know, stares from people in public, well, that happens no matter what nails you do, And I actually wore these nails for about a week, including being out and about, and everybody fucking loved them. They were a huge hit at my dentist office. I couldn't believe it because I was kind of scared because I was like, oh no, these are so different. People aren't going to like them, but people loved them. Everyone loved them and thought they were super cute. Like, I don't know what's wrong with all these articles. And they're like, oh, it's such a trend. Like, I actually don't think duck nails are a trend. I found that people were doing them not only in 2020, over 2021 and 22, but also in 2015, also in the early 2000s, and also throughout the 90s. So no, it's not an ugly fad that has horribly come back through TikTok or whatever. It's a legitimate style of nails, the same way that like flared jeans can come in and out of style, duck nails can come in and out of style. And I don't know, obviously I feel quite passionate about it. I love most all nail styles, probably all nail styles, so I don't understand where the hate comes from. I really don't. Okay, let's decompress and move away from all that negative crap. A couple of other things I found while trying to do some research was that Duck nails did get really popular in 2015 when Snooki from the Jersey Shore was wearing them, even though I couldn't find hardly any photos, like photo evidence of this being a thing. But on Pinterest, you see people being like, oh, my Snooki duck nails. So, like, it's totally a thing. I have never seen an episode of the Jersey Shore in my life, so I'm just going to have to trust that one. And last funnish fact is that duck nails are called so because of duck feet are webbed and flared out. I feel like that was self-explanatory, but whatever. Anyway, here's how they're looking. I did this thing where I put some base coat on the back of the charms, and let me tell you, these charms were stuck on there. Like when I was ready to take these nails off, I could not get the charms off. I literally had to file them off. Like I had to file off. That whole Hello Kitty got filed off, turned to dust. And like half those ducks got filed away. But anyway, if you want your gems to stick super well, a layer of base coat on the nail, layer of base coat on the back of the charm, and some nail glue, those things will not move. And I generously put top coat over everything. I put it over all the gems. I stuck a bunch in the like little crevices where the charm is attached to the nail. I filled in all the gaps. I covered that duck in top coat. The Tobeglam top coat is a thinner consistency than the Tickled Pinque one that I like to use. And not that that's bad, sometimes a thinner consistency is really great and it does make it a bit easier to get around all these little like gems and pearls and stuff. So, oh, also, did you notice how I kind of made the nails with the actual ducks on them look a little bit like a bubble bath? Like I thought the pearls looked a little bit like bubbles. Anyway. Okay, I'm creeping in with the finished set. What do you think? Isn't it so cute? If you hate them, don't say anything. And if you do say something, I'm gonna delete your comment. I don't give a fuck. I love these nails. If you don't like them, you're wrong. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm so passionate about the duckies. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I'm so happy that you're here with me. Please give this video a like if you had a good time. Subscribe to the channel for more. Support me on Ko-Fi. Buy me a coffee if you want to. And other than that, I will see you all in the next one.